whatever is the thing, going on dates will fix that. Hi ladies, welcome back to my channel. I am Nina, and if you are new here, welcome. It is so good to have all of you beautiful ladies on here with me, and today we're going to be talking about my favorite thing to do. We're going to be talking about dates and the importance of dating when you are in your feminine level up, dating up journey. And we're going to be talking about physical dates, actual dates, like going on a date. And I'm going to break down why I think it's important to be dating and all of that good stuff. All right, so before we get into that, I do have my beverage. You already know I have my notes down here, so if you see me looking down, that is why. And I have my beverage. I am hydrating with water today, so let's jump into this topic. And before we do that, I do have a dictionary over here because I will want us to get the true definition of a date so that we're all on the same page going forward. Okay, so a date in this context is a social or romantic appointment. Okay, social or romantic appointment. Right, now let's jump into dates. I will always encourage women who are trying to date up to go on as many dates as possible. And I'll always encourage them to make sure that whatever interaction they have with a man who is romantically interested in them, they need to push the agenda of dates. And this video is going to break down why. But I think dates are just so important when you are on this level up journey, when you are on your femininity journey, your level up journey, your glow up journey, whatever you want to call it. They're very important, and there's a way that you need to approach them to get the best out of them. And there's certain things that you should stay away from when it comes to dating as well. This has been my experience with dating, so I know not everything is going to resonate, but if you pick up one or two gems, I hope that will be helpful, okay? All right, so let's jump into it. I have 4 reasons why I feel dating on your level up journey is an absolute must, and why I advocate for it, and why I feel like, you know, ladies should really have this as your motive for every man that is romantically interested in you. Bearing in mind, ladies, that men always want something very specific from you. So you need to come with that energy of wanting something very specific from them. Okay, so point number 1, dates are a great way for you to practice your femininity. You get to dress up, you get to put your makeup on and doll up, put on your heels, carry that cute little bag, and you get to just really be a princess, a doll, a lady, all of that good stuff that we like, right? So dates are a great way to practice being feminine with the staff, practice being feminine with your date, of course, you know, and all of that stuff. So if you have been watching some of my videos and you've been trying new makeup looks, or you've been trying new dress styles, finding your femininity, you need somewhere to display that, right? That's what dates are for. So ladies, go out there, practice dating. It's a skill, so get your practice in. I do make a video about practice makes perfect, honey. Do that until you perfect it, okay? And also practice showing up as your best self, then it becomes a habit, it becomes second nature, it becomes who you are. So going out on dates will also help you to get into your feminine energy and stay in it. Practice saying thank you, practice being receptive to good things, the good life, practice leaning back, practice letting people pull the chair out for you, open doors for you, practice being a princess. Just practice being really feminine. That's what dates are for. All right, point number 2 is enjoy masculine energy. Just have fun being in that masculine space, or being in that masculine presence, rather. Allow these men to come through and impress you and, strut their stuff, and just being in that leaning back energy. That is also a really great reason to go out on dates, on nice dates with gentlemen, because the more you practice being around masculine energy, the easier it's going to be for you to get into it, and get into your feminine energy, right? So it's not going to be something that you do once a month or once every 2 months. It's like a regular thing. A lot of ladies only want to date like one guy at a time, go out on 1 date a month or 2 dates if they're lucky or whatever. And to each his own, or to each her own. But the point that I'm making over here is that, ladies, the more you are socially around masculine energy, the more accustomed you are to being around masculine energy men, being in their presence and all of that kind of stuff, the easier it's going to be for you to be able to relate or have a relationship with a masculine energy man, right? Because it's something that you're used to. If you're only going to date one guy at a time, and maybe that guy is not even masculine, because some guys act like they're masculine, some they're not, right? Then you're really just slowing down your learning process, and by the time you meet someone who's actually masculine and interested in you, you're not really going to be able to relate as well with his energy, because it's still kind of unfamiliar. These men can be quite intimidating if you're not used to them. I mean, think about it. If you're used to dating guys that, are like entry-level jobs, or maybe they don't even have a job, and now suddenly you're dating somebody who's an executive or a CEO or an entrepreneur or something like that, you can already imagine the difference, and you can feel quite intimidated as a woman, if you're around these guys for the first time, because of the way that they talk and how they walk and their confidence and their money and all of that kind of stuff, their prestige, their status. It can be very intimidating. So once again, if you're not used to that energy and you don't know how to walk around and be the prize around something like that, you're going to really struggle with dating up. So the more you date, the more you're able to be around this masculine energy and enjoy it for what it is, get used to it and all of that kind of stuff. But you're also going to be able to test the waters, push the envelope a little bit, take risks. You always need to be, I always say this, you always need to be in a position where you are ready to walk away, right? So if you're able to test the waters, rock the boat with these kind of men to see what their limits are, to see how much you can get away with as a feminine woman and all of that kind of stuff, you can only do that if you go on enough dates to understand that even if this one doesn't work out, another one is going to come along, but at least I'll understand how to do certain things, certain experiments, what works, what doesn't, all of that kind of stuff. Dates, that's where you practice all of that. All right, I could go on and on and on and on about, all the ways that you can test masculine energy on your dates and stuff like that. If you'd like to see that in a video, let me know and we'll make it a thing. This is a great strategy if you are new to feminine dating and all of that good stuff. Getting on dates is a great way for you to just not only practice all of that stuff we've discussed before, but it's a great strategy to use while you're deciding what you want, right? Men are not the same. Rich men are not the same. Successful men are not the same. Ambitious men are not the same. They have things that are similar, but they're not the same. So you could have two very successful men court you, and they're both successful, but they can have very different traits. Maybe one of them is impatient, or maybe the other one is stingy, or you know what I mean? Maybe the one is a bit too spontaneous for your liking. Maybe the other one moves a little bit too slow. So when you are new to this game and you haven't decided exactly what kind of man or relationship or experience you want, dating is a really great way to buy some time to just have fun while you're making up your mind and to really see what is out there without feeling like you have to be attached to the very first guy that takes you on a nice date, right? So I highly advise ladies to go on as many dates as possible for this reason, because you're not going to know immediately what your options are. And you may know what your options are from another person's perspective, maybe, but from your own perspective, you're not going to know what your options are unless you get on those dates. You're not going to know what kind of men you're actually attracting and what they have to offer if you're not going out there and sitting with them. Or maybe you have decided what it is that you want and you're holding out for it. Dates are the only way you're going to know if what you want is out there. It's the only way you're going to attract what it is that you want. You have to put yourself out there. It's not going to be the very first guy that you meet after you decide, oh, this is what I want. That's going to give you what you want. You have to kiss a couple of frogs before you get to your prince, as they say. So ladies, don't feel like going on dates is going to distract you from what your ultimate goals are. Dates are a great way for you to see how close and how possible your goals actually are and see where you need to improve in order to align yourself with them. And then finally, dates are a great way for you to enjoy fine dining, enjoy all of these beautiful experiences, these beautiful places, all of that stuff. As I spoke about earlier, it's a great way to get into your femininity and practice all of that. But it's also a great way to really be surrounded by, that kind of ambiance on a regular basis, because you start getting used to it. And if you're leveling up on various levels, the more you expose yourself to certain lifestyles and all of that kind of stuff, the easier it's going to be for you to attract it and imagine yourself in it, because you've actually seen yourself in it a couple of times, and it takes all the mystery away and all of that kind of stuff. You can actually feel a part of that lifestyle. And yes, eating is a thing. A lot of guys will be like, oh, dinner, that's so boring, and then they'll suggest something even more boring, in my opinion anyway, like the movies. No thanks. I'd rather go to a really nice upscale restaurant where I can have bubbly and salmon fillet. I can't have that at the movies. Hear some beautiful music, have some dessert, and actually talk to a person instead of sitting in the dark. But that's just, my perspective. But that's what I'm saying. A lot of men enjoy fine dining. They'll take you to a nice restaurant because it's got a very specific meal or a specific wine. You know what I mean? It's a thing. And there's so many other activities that you can also do, of course. But for me, as long as we are focused on letting people impress us and expose us to treats, maybe somebody that is interested in you is like a wine connoisseur, and you know, maybe his dates are all about exposing you to like the best wine and all of that kind of stuff, and food pairing. I mean, you know, that is something really nice. A good reason to get on a date. Maybe somebody else is really into like scenery and stuff like that, and he knows the best spots for the best views, sunset views, and all of that kind of stuff. Maybe someone else that you're dating is pretty adventurous, and he, you know, will take you on like, I don't know, child, hot air balloon rides or something like that. Like, it actually doesn't, you don't have to restrict yourself to a restaurant. I just think it's a really great way to start, but you get exposed from there to other levels of lifestyle, honey. So I'm gonna end this video over here, ladies. Whether you are new to the level up, or you are leveling up to the next level, or maybe you're bouncing back from a breakup, that's always a really good reason to glow up. Whatever is the thing, going on dates will fix that. No, but jokes aside, going on dates is just a really great way to just reset, feel feminine, be around men that, you know, are interested and pursuing you, have really nice experiences, and all of that kind of stuff. And it's just a really great way for you to spend time as well. Hobbies are important. Socializing with your friends and feminine energy, that's also really important. Introspecting and all of that is really important. But socializing romantically and doing it on proper dates, no home dates, that is also really, really important. So once again, thank you so much for joining me, ladies. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're gonna pick up some of these gems and just let yourself have a good old time, because you deserve it. And remember to stay feminine and enjoy. I'll see you on the next one.